Hi everyone, glad to be here with you today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm your Mayor John. Today we're here to discuss some current issues that Flat Rock City residents have expressed to me. A few things we'd like to talk about today would be things like the new Meijer that was built across the street between Telegraph and Vreeland. There were a lot of concerns about that. I'd also like to touch base a little bit on the crime rates in the surrounding areas and how things have begun to skyrocket in terms of shootings and cars being stolen and crashed cars and things of that sort. A few other things involve some schools and how their parking and their roads are set up, as well as the wrongful conviction for criminals. I apologize. So let's start with the Meijer. Everybody had huge concerns about the Meijer being built, which, mind you, that Meijer being built was a $25 million project, and it brought 300 new jobs to our city. This is a good thing. We want new jobs. We want businesses to come and build here, and we want people to move here. We want to be a city that people want to live in. We don't want to be a city that people drive by or drive through and go, oh, who wants to live in Flat Rock? Look at that abandoned building. Look at that empty space. Nobody wants that. We want people to want to be here. It helps our economy, it helps our community, and it helps our citizens. This is something that during re-election, I hope you guys take into consideration. I had a hand and I was a part in building the new Meijer that obviously not everybody was very happy about. Going now a few years after it being open, I think that it's been very beneficial for our community. There are a few problems with it people have expressed as far as crime rates. The crime rates getting higher because we have a big business there. Where the Meijer was built was actually built in a zoning area that previously wasn't zoned for anything commercial, so there was a nice new community of new houses that was built, and their issues with it was the fact that it was built in their backyard. Now we can respect those complaints. So in going forward, I'm hoping that the community will get together with me and that we can get together as a group with the weather becoming nice and start building new things around there. Planting some trees, making a garden type thing for the kids to be able to come and enjoy. In the summertime, we always have families riding bikes and walking their dogs. We have a Dairy Queen down the road that people go and visit. I want people to want to go there. I want you to go do your shopping at Meijer, and then I want you to go take your kids outside and enjoy the flowers and the butterflies and have some fun outdoors times with them so that it helps the members of the new housing that was built. They don't have to look at Meijer. They get to look and enjoy members of their community. So that's one big thing I'd like to change with that, and hopefully that will help your issues. Another thing I'd like to fix is, since having the new Meijer put up, it has caused a little bit more traffic than what we were used to. So with that area, I'd like to take it from just a regular four-way traffic light to putting in left-hand turn lane lights to ensure that the traffic moves safely and more better for everybody in the area. This way we know pedestrians are safe when we're crossing, there's not people turning on red. It just makes it a safer setting for everybody involved. Another thing I would like to touch on is the surrounding crime rates. Some ways that I'd like to be able to ensure that the crime isn't going to come this way closer to us. I'd like to establish some more neighborhood watches, get the community involved. I want to do some more policing where our police officers are out there more on the streets. They get to know our citizens. They get to know you guys. They get to know who you are and what you're about and what kind of issues we have in different neighborhoods. Starting with some of the abandoned buildings. We've already started with building some of those buildings up and making them bigger and better and bringing, again, new business to our city to establish our city a little bit more. By putting in lights in some of our neighborhood parks to ensure that criminals aren't going to come and want to try and take you while you're in the park. Places like that need a little bit more policing to ensure that we're all safe, you're safe, that my daughter can go around the block, that your son and his daughter can go around the block. We want everybody to be safe, and that's the number one goal. But to ensure that everybody's safe, we have to work together as a community. This is another huge thing that I really would like to instill into our community, into you guys, and something that I really want to work on with my next term, if you let me. One more thing I'd like to touch base on is very big right now. The criminals getting, well, criminals, but not really criminals, getting sentenced to time in prison if they hadn't really done a crime. For instance, there's a case right now. The poor man spent 5 years in prison in Flat Rock, convicted in Flat Rock by one of our old retired cops. It's a shame. For that, I'd like to put out, I'm sorry to the family, even though I know it does not do any justice. But these are things we need to stop. We need to keep the innocent innocent and the guilty guilty. I want everybody to help in this. This poor man had proof that he wasn't guilty, but somehow we still managed to make him look guilty. I want to stop this. And a way that I'm going to stop this is ensuring that we have a more specified, strict interviewing process for all of our members of the community, as far as working in the legal system, as far as our police officers, laws, judges, all of that stuff. I want everybody to go through a very, very, very strict interview process. We need to be able to make sure that the law is going to work for us and it's going to keep our members safe and it's going to make people want to come back. These are all things that I really would like to be able to work on this year for you guys. If if everybody would hopefully vote for me in this upcoming election, I think we can really make our community even better than it is and even stronger than it is by working together. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today and listening to this. I know it's not the most fun. However, I really appreciate your time and your thoughts and opinions on what we can do to make our community better. Thank you very much from your Mayor, John.